Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm so glad you're here. I'm sitting in the gator right now, waiting on hay to get here. We got someone dropping off hay for the cows for the rest of the winter. And so that's what I'm doing. I thought I would go real fast and do a video, do an update on the stray cat that we have. A lot of you have been asking in all the live streams and sometimes in the comments, what's up with that pregnant cat? Well, let me tell you what I know. Let's do a little bit of a backstory on it. About a year ago, somebody dropped this cat off. It just kind of showed up at the house. It was not a friendly cat. It wasn't a mean cat. It just standoffish, shy, wouldn't have anything to do with us, wouldn't come near us. I ignored the cat for several months, but then when we got into, we got into the winter months last year, and we did have a pretty good snowstorm. It was ice, snow. I couldn't leave for a few days. I missed some work because of it. So it was pretty cold and just a lot of snow. And so it was at that point that I started putting out cat feed out on the porch for that cat because I would still see her around. Good grief. So at one point, I knew that she was staying under the house because I could hear her. She would meow at us whenever we would walk into a room. She could hear us walking, and we could hear her back in the laundry room area. We could hear her meowing. But she was, the feed bowl was empty every day. We would fill it up every day. There was also an orange tomcat hanging out that I would see. But I also accidentally trapped it in a cage. I was in a trap. I was trying to catch a coon in. So there was this calico cat, and there was this tom. And I thought, I got to do something. I've got to do something about that real fast because I didn't want a bunch of feral cats hanging around here, carrying diseases, and really importantly, I didn't want them to have rabies, carrying rabies around. Here's our hay. This isn't feeling, like the safest place right now. So I'm going to go ahead and get out of the fence and find a little bit better place to video because they're not going to leave me alone. Okay, there we go. I think that's better. Them on the other side of that gate makes it easier to film, I think. If they're not quiet, I'm gonna have to move even further, but we'll see how this goes. And so I had secretly planned on catching her, and I mean secretly, I meant I wasn't telling her that I was going to try to catch her. I was going to use one of those traps that we use to catch the raccoons, you know, the one that we caught the tom in, and bait it, set it on the porch, and try to catch her, take her in to the vet, get her vaccinated, spayed, and then just release her back out here to do her own thing. Well, I'm on 20 acres. I'm out in the country. My closest neighbors are mom and dad, and they're sitting on 10 acres in the middle of 10 acres. So I didn't see a problem with that. A few months ago, she decided that maybe I was okay. And I was out on the porch. I was sitting down on the porch, and she came out and came up and started eating with me there. And then she rubbed up against me and let me pet her. I mean, it was like all of a sudden, it was like a light switch. She immediately just decided that I was an okay person, and more than that, that I was her person. And all of that was kind of cool. Like, to have a cat to be really scared of you, not have anything to do with you, and then all of a sudden like you and start wanting to be petted and held by you and everything. So that was cool. The problem is that by that time, she already was showing signs of being pregnant. So she was like pretty fat, and you know, being friendly, and I didn't really notice this about cats, but people tell me that when they get pregnant and they get close to having their kittens, that they'll get friendlier. Their personality changes. I know that's true with goats. If you have a shy goat, right before they kid, they get really friendly and they want to be loved on, and they're pushing up against you and everything. So I thought that had something to do with why she decided to let me pet her. The problem with that is, now that kind of messed up my plans. I did not want all these kittens. So I was going to go ahead and let her have the kittens, then let her wean them, then take them in and take her in actually, and get her vaccinated and get her spayed, and still bring her back out here and release her, and then rehome the kittens. That was the plan. I don't know too much about cats. I do have 3 other cats, but I have 2 boys and a girl. They are spayed and neutered. So I don't have anything to do with kittens. I don't know a lot about pregnancy of cats and everything. So the gestation period, all that, I had to look it up. A bunch of you left comments in the comment section, let me know how long it was and what to expect. As time went on, she got bigger and bigger, and it dawned on me she could actually go have these cats out here somewhere and hide them from me, and then keep them hidden until they're weaned, and then they would be feral, and then I would have a bunch of feral cats, which was what I was trying not to do in the beginning. So I started caging her up. I put her in the cage in the front yard for a while, the cage that Greg and I had put up this past summer. And then when it got into the really hot parts of the summer, when it got into August and we had really high temperatures, I would actually bring her inside and put her in a dog kennel just during the hottest part of the day, and then put her back outside in the outside cage. After a while, it's like, you know, well, what if she gets out and I still don't have these kittens and she still hasn't been vaccinated? And I'm really concerned about rabies. Like, we have a lot of raccoons and coyotes and foxes around here, and bats. And so I was really concerned about the rabies. So I thought I'd take her into the vet, have the vet give me an idea of how far along she was, and go ahead and at least give her rabies vaccination and worm her or deworm her. And that's what we did. We took her into the vet. When I took in one of my other dogs, I took in 2 dogs and that cat, and my other dogs were getting their yearly vaccinations. And so the vet, I explained to him, you know, where she came from and what my plans were for her. So not knowing her really well, he took her in the cat carrier to the back room without me, so that he could have someone help hold her down, because we had no idea how she would react to what all they do to her. He took her back there and he vaccinated her and everything, and brought her back up to me and told me, you know, it could be any day. She could have them any day. I don't know how closely he examined her, and I don't think he examined her that well, just knowing her history. So any day. Well, that was a month ago. And I know because I made a video on it. And that video on YouTube is now a month old. And so I went back, started looking at when I first started posting videos of her. I first started posting videos of her pretty much the day she came up to me. And so I went back to look how old those videos are, and they are 5 months old. Guys, that means this cat is not pregnant. So why is she so fat? I mean, she looks pregnant. You know what? I didn't help her either because I thought she's pregnant. She needed more food. So I just kept feeding her. She kept getting bigger. Well, she's got more kittens, and so she needs more food. And I just kept feeding her. Now I've got a really fat cat in a cage who's not pregnant, probably still needs to be spayed, but at least she's vaccinated. But now I'm really not sure what the next step is. The goal was to get her vaccinated, spayed, and turn her loose. She probably feels like we are her home. She is still very friendly. She has been in the house a lot. I actually, since I had her tested for feline AIDS and leukemia, although we did not get her vaccinated, the booster or vaccination for that because she was pregnant, we did have her tested. Because there's no reason to have her spayed. There's no reason in giving her rabies vaccination if she had either one of those. So we tested her. She came back negative for both. And because of that, I had actually started putting her in the garage with 2 of my other cats. And so she may feel a little bit like indoor-outdoor carpet at this point. I don't know. But she's inside and outside. I haven't released her. And I haven't decided if I'm going to release her at this point because I still don't know if she has been spayed. I haven't taken her in to have surgery done on her. But the thing is, she was running around with this Tom, and I feel like she's probably already spayed. She was probably someone's pet. Well, I know she was. She was someone's pet, and for whatever reason, they got done with her, and they dumped her out here. But I feel like had she not been spayed, she would have already been pregnant because of that Tom. There she is. She's huge. When we took her to the vet, she was 13 pounds. I'm sure she's bigger now because I keep feeding her. But I don't know what to do. She's very friendly. But I really don't know what to do at this point. There'll probably need to be another video update. Kitty. Come here, kitty. Come here. Good girl. Look how big you are. Look how big you are. But we know she doesn't have rabies, and we know she doesn't have worms. She also doesn't officially have a home and a name.